My god, so much new Warmind info to talk about, new exotics, new strikes, a new raid layer, and finally details of this expansion story. The Warmind hype is real, let's do this. So then, the Warmind Rasputin has awoken and set off a chain of events across the solar system. Golden Age warsats are slamming into the polar ice caps of Mars, unleashing an ancient hive army that was once entombed within. These hive have laid dormant in the frozen wastes of Mars for centuries, but now as the glaciers begin to thaw, they claw their way to the surface, intent on conquering and consuming in the name of their worm god Zol. So yeah, more effing hive. Your mission is to team up with Anastasia Bray, a famed hunter who hasn't been seen since the Battle of the Twilight Gap. Since then, she's been on a quest to discover who she was in her previous life and how that connects her to the Warmind. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to destroy the hive's enormous worm god Zol before it's too effing late. Now, Rasputin is the most powerful military intelligence ever developed, a Warmind. It was designed for independent thought and complex strategies to defend humanity during the Golden Age. The question is, why has it awoken on Mars and what does it want? Well, its motives and goals are currently unknown, so, you know, find the F out. Now, the Warmind is housed in this Clovis Bray facility. Much like Brother Vance in the Curse of Osiris, Anna Bray will be your vendor on Mars. Now, during the Golden Age, this facility was a hub of exoscience. Its secrets have been buried since the collapse and are waiting to be found. But what kind of secrets can you expect to discover? Well, Bungie released 3 very interesting Warmind images under the title Golden Age Vault. The first one shows a glowing emblem of some kind in an undisclosed location. The second image shows a warlock firing a sniper shot at another one of these glowing emblems. Now, if I zoom in, you can see it's exactly the same icon as in the first screenshot. And looky here, another image of the same warlock sniping yet another glowing emblem, this time from quite a distance. So yeah, lots of unanswered questions. What is the Golden Age Vault? And what happens when you shoot these glowing emblems? Could this trigger the opening of the vault? And if so, what lies within? Well, I guess we'll find out in due course, but it would be very cool if this was some kind of questline that leads to a new exotic. And speaking of exotics, check out this image. Does anything look familiar? Well, many people are speculating that this Guardian is holding the Sleeper Simulant, which yeah, I can see why people would say that, especially if you compare it side by side to the actual Sleeper Simulant. It's a dead ringer. Now, wouldn't it be cool if it was the Sleeper Simulant that was locked away inside the Golden Age Vault? Now, seeing as we're on a bit of an exotic roll, let's check out 14 more exotics that you'll be able to earn in the new Warmind expansion. Let's start with the Warlock exotics. As you can see, Apotheosis Veil is returning from Destiny 1. Its Destiny 1 perks meant your health immediately regenerated upon activating your super, and you also replenished health each time you picked up an Orb of Light. Let's see how the D2 version is gonna play out. Next up, the Claws of Amkara, another returning Destiny 1 exotic. The Destiny 1 perks gave you an additional melee charge and an increased melee attack speed, which is very useful indeed. Next up, a new Warlock exotic chest piece, Sanguine Alchemy. There is power in blood. Well, it certainly looks sexy. Next up, another new Warlock exotic. This helmet is called the Oculus Zol. Now, Zol is the name of the hive worm god you're gonna need to take out. Its description reads, "The hive do not see how we see. They look beyond, into the infinite, into the dark." And yes, that's a quote from good old Eris Morn. Now, this description of looking beyond kinda reminds me of the crazy shit Anna Bray does in the Warmind trailer. Just imagine an exotic that allowed you to momentarily see through walls in the Crucible. Holy god shit. Chill, it ain't gonna happen. Moving on to Titan exotics, the Eternal Warrior returns from Destiny 1. Its Resolute perk meant you were much harder to kill while using Fist of Havoc. Next up, another returning Destiny 1 exotic, the Armamentarium. Now, I absolutely love this exotic, and I used it all the time in Destiny 1. You simply gain an additional grenade charge. Nice. Now, this new exotic is called Ashen Wake. It certainly looks exotic, and I can't wait to see what it actually does. Next up, another new exotic pair of Titan gauntlets. This one is called Worm God Caress, which sounds rather dirty. Have you ever stared into the green soulfire flame? There is terror, but also something warm. Yep, Eris Morn is at it again, the filthy 3-eyed weirdo. You would though. And finally, we have the Hunter exotics. Here's a new helmet called Wormhusk Crown. We strive to know infinity and sharpen our minds on the whetstone of the impossible. This exotic chest piece is called Ophidia Spaith and reminds me of the Warlock's Ophidian Aspect gauntlets. It has a similar name and the same snaky design. Now, Ophidian Aspect allows you to ready and reload your weapons very quickly and extend your melee range. It's my favourite Warlock exotic in Destiny 2. If the Hunter's Ophidia Spaith grants similar perks, I'll be very happy indeed. And here comes the returning exotics. In Destiny 1, the sealed Amkara Grasps granted an additional melee charge and melee damage and had a chance to automatically reload your primary weapon. And finally, Frosties, which meant that while sprinting, you gained a tighter turn radius and faster grenade and melee regeneration. Now moving on to the weapons, here we see the return of Saurus Regime. Now I'm really looking forward to this exotic auto rifle because auto rifles are actually fun to use in Destiny 2. I really hope Saurus delivers the goods. And check it out, a brand new exotic SMG, the Huckleberry. It's from the Tex Mechanica Foundry, just like the last word. If you'd like to see the perks for this new exotic, stick around until the end of the video. Now, you may be wondering who this utter abomination is. Well, it's Nokris, a Hive Prince, and you'll face him in one of the expansion's new strikes, Strange Terrain. You'll need to descend deep into the tunnels under the Hella Basin and take the fight to Nokris. You gotta stop this medieval dickweed before he can funnel more power to his best bud Zol. I'm gonna have fun shooting this ugly mofo in his 3 eyes. All 3 of them, yes, all 3 of his eyes. The other strike is called Will of the Thousands. Rasputin's neural network is under attack. Take the Valkyrie and use it to defeat a monstrous foe. And for those of you that don't know, the Valkyrie is a new weapon. Here it is in action. And just in case you were curious, yes, Warmind will have exclusive PlayStation 4 content, including a strike. The screenshots you see here are from that strike. Just don't ask me to tell you what's going on here. I've zoomed in and I still have no idea. Has Cade got himself trapped again? The effing idiot. And here's the PlayStation exclusive armor, which, if I'm honest, I think looks pretty lame. And guys, check it out. Here's the official box art for the Warmind expansion, and here's the official content list. Top of that list is an all-new raid layer called Spire of Stars. We've also got new themed weapons, armor and gear to earn, an all-new ritual activity called the Escalation Protocol. Stick around until the end of the video and I'll give you a full breakdown of that. We've also got the all-new relic weapon, the Valkyrie, which we've just seen in this video. We've got new strikes, which we've talked about. We've got a new story mission and adventures, and a new destination on the polar ice caps of Mars. I believe it's called the Hellas Basin, and access to multiplayer arenas in private matches. So yeah, that's the content list for the Warmind expansion. Now, if you didn't already know, this expansion is going to up your power level to 385. If you want to purchase this expansion, it's going to cost you $20. It releases on May 8th. And if you still haven't seen it, check out the Warmind trailer. We'll speak again at the end of this video.
Guardians aren't supposed to investigate their past. That's the rule. But I'm not good with rules. Not when there's this much at stake. The Clovis Bray tech in that building allowed us to colonize the system during the Golden Age. They, sought to create peace for all humanity. Which is ironic, because they also built Rasputin, the single most powerful weapon in the solar system. Either way, it's all been entombed on Mars since the collapse, along with something far more terrifying.
So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I have heaps more Destiny 2 content lined up for you, including some juicy exclusive stuff. So if you enjoy daily content, feel free to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications, and that way you will not miss a single thing. And if you want to watch a video in which I talk about the Huckleberry's crazy new exotic perks, a look at some new weapons, plus a breakdown of the Warmind's escalation protocol, click this image. Lots of good info there. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for heaps more Destiny content, and thank you so much for watching, and as always, tee hee hee. Until next time, Guardians.